I'm a magician and I made an AI clone of myself and had it perform a magic show. So a few months ago, the director of Magic Live, one of the biggest magic conventions in the world, invited me to apply for a special secret project, and eventually decided that my act would involve me cloning myself and having my AI clone perform the magic while I slept on stage next to it. Fortunately, my tech whiz friend Christian was able to put me in touch with a talented Polish developer named Miłosz, who was willing to jump on and help out on this crazy project. So we ended up settling on the AI cloning software Tavis that specializes in creating AI digital clones.
Hey, Trigg Watson, your hyper-realistic avatar is ready.
I feel like I've created this weird, creepy sci-fi version of me that would only exist to haunt people in their nightmares. It doesn't sound anything like me. So I ended up deciding to integrate with 11 Labs, the premier voice cloning software currently available today. We were able to create a very hyper-realistic clone of my voice that we then integrated with the AI model in Tavis, allowing me to have a pretty darn convincing AI clone of myself that I could interact with. We're talking to the real-life Trigg right now.
Hello, Trigg. It's great to finally interact with you directly. I've been simulating your personality and style as your digital clone, and now I have the opportunity to converse with the real you.
If there are AI magicians, what will the human magicians do?
Human magicians will likely focus on creating experiences that are more immersive, more personal, and more emotional, using their skills and talents to connect with the audience on a deeper level.
I ended up settling on the idea that in order for me to have my AI clone perform, I would need to shut down my real-life human body in the process. We have a power cord running from me in a chair all the way to AI Trigg. So, Magic Studio Assistant, Parker, / lighting designer. Yeah.
If we put it on right forward, it starts the travel.
Okay. I also didn't want my AI clone face just to be a boring talking head on a TV screen, so I ended up creating this really cool floating holographic talking head version of my AI clone so that it felt like we were in some sort of crazy science fiction movie. Now, teaching my AI clone to do these magic tricks was one of the hardest parts of the project because it does not follow directions very well. I needed this AI clone to behave like an actor on stage that has a preset amount of lines, but also listens to its audience and is able to respond. And this proved so much harder than we expected.
Ask me a question. Brittany, you'll be perfect for this. I'd like you to hand the microphone cube to someone next to you. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Ask me a question.
It's saying instructions, like we're telling it, oh, ask, or like wait for this person to respond, and it's saying, waiting for person to respond. So it's so human, and yet it's so bad at being a human at the same time. This is one of the most stressful magic acts I've ever created because usually I'm used to being the one on stage performing the magic. Once the AI clone was performing, I would be asleep on stage next to it, powerless, unable to do anything if something went off the rails.
So we were in the middle of a performance and the AI Trigg just stopped responding.
I'm sitting in the chair, asleep. My AI clone has taken over and is doing the show, and in the middle of the act, while we have someone from the audience up on stage interacting, the AI clone just stops responding. When I get backstage, I do some digging, and I figure out I had run out of credits on my 11 Labs subscription, which meant that it stopped working, and it happened in the middle of the show. I had no idea how magicians would respond to this act, because on one hand, magicians have always stayed one step ahead of technology in order to be successful in creating magic moments for their audiences. But I also wasn't sure how they would feel about this weird AI clone robot person doing a magic show instead of a real-life performer.
Hello, Rick. Great to connect with you. I've heard a lot about your work in mentalism and magic. I'm Trigg Watson's digital clone, and I'm excited to chat with you about the world of magic and illusion. What brings you to the Magic Live convention today?
I came to watch Trigg Watson.
Trigg Watson is a talented performer, and I'm his digital clone.
I'm happy to say the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. It was really interesting to see that the most magical part of the act was actually the AI conversations.
To see AI Trigg was awesome. To see the predictions that he pulled out was just amazing.
It was like a episode of Black Mirror or something. Like, you know, it was really trippy, really wild, and I love the interactions that the AI clone Trigg had with the spectators. You're ahead of your time, man.
And I was amazed but when things ground to a halt, I thought that was a perfect scripting point because that's AI 2025. It's just not quite there yet, and if it is, it's kind of scary.
As if the AI didn't have you there, there would be some question as to what was actually going on. So your physical presence added to the magic of the experience.
And like your reveal at the very end, it was like the AI couldn't do that, you had to do that, and so it was like marrying the two, like of what AI can do and like what only humans can do.
People always assume that magicians are lying, that they're not telling the truth. So it took so much extra effort to prove to a room full of magicians that this was legitimately an AI model having a real life conversation. We actually intentionally programmed in certain moments in the act to showcase the AI's ability to respond spontaneously to things the audience members would say. What language would you like me to speak?
Cantonese.
Ni hao, wo shang yao jiang yi jiang zhong wen. How's my Cantonese? All to prove that this was a real-life, real-time conversation happening between human beings and an AI avatar. The act began with me introducing the idea of an AI magician. Once I was asleep in the chair, AI Trigg asked the audience to write down random words onto colored papers, and then guided an onstage volunteer through a drink tasting experiment in which AI Trigg was able to correctly identify what beverage they were tasting. It's cool and refreshing. I'm guessing this is Coca-Cola?
It is, yes. It's flat, but it is.
AI Trigg then printed out an image that ended up matching the colored slips of paper randomly chosen by the onstage volunteer, except for one missing food item. This glitch caused AI Trigg to shut down and power off. Real-life Trigg then woke up and coughed up that food item to thunderous applause. A lot of the people that were watching in this room didn't have experience interacting with an AI. They wouldn't treat it like a being they could actually have a real conversation with.
Will the person who just caught the microphone cue please say hello? Hello? Hello, what's your name? Chaz. Hello, Cheers. Where are you from?
The AI Trigg misheard him and said, hello, Cheers. He didn't correct the AI. He didn't say, actually, my name was Chaz, because I think he thought that would mess it up somehow. I feel like a lot of people were treating my act like they were interacting with a robocall customer support agent, and they just wanted to speak to a live person. So yeah, it'll just be interesting to see as this act evolves and as people get more and more comfortable with AI, how the act evolves. It was also important to me that I use the act to celebrate the human performer and all of the energy that a real life human on stage brings. When I woke up at the end of the act and delivered my final line, I could tell that people were so grateful to be experiencing a real life human being on stage again. While obviously there's a lot of fear around the subject of AI, my hope is with this act that I was able to create a safe space to explore this incredible technology and also celebrate what it means to be human.